Well, New York City is becoming increasingly safer. New stats from the NYPD show that crime rates are steadily dropping. Shootings so far this year plunged to the lowest level ever on record.
Meanwhile, the NYPD just celebrated the largest graduating class since 2016. Joining us with more of this great information and the graduating class, our police commissioner, Jessica Tisch. Nice to have you back.
Very nice to be with you always.
Very diverse group of, newcomers.
Yes, 25% of our graduating class this year was born outside of the United States. But I just want to put this in perspective. It's almost 1,000 new recruits that we just added yesterday to the NYPD's ranks. That's the largest class in almost a decade, and boy, do we need it.
We need it. For a while there, it looked like people were reluctant to join the ranks. What do you think happened?
I have felt for some time now that in policing in general, but in particular at the NYPD, we're beginning to have the wind at our backs rather than our faces. And it's nice to see pools of applicants becoming more interested in becoming cops again. For about 5 years, we really didn't have very many applicants, people who wanted to raise their hand and become police officers. But it's great to see that we're starting to get them now.
You don't want to just increase the force, you want to see it have results. And you're seeing that in the numbers. We're going to put it up on the screen here. Just year to year, if you look at the month of July, murders are down 49% year to year. You got burglary down 14%, robbery 8%, felony assaults 8%, grand larcenies 4%. In just about every category, the numbers are down significantly. What do you contribute that to?
Oh, a few things, pretty straightforward. We're going after guns big time. So far this year, we've taken over 3,200 guns off the street, and Mayor Adams has prioritized that since day one of his administration. Second, we're going after the gangs. We have had more gang takedowns this year than any year on record in the city of New York. And the third thing is precision policing. We're pretty specific about where crime has occurred, and we're putting the cops there. And we're putting the cops there both in the locations and at the times when we know that the crime has historically occurred. So none of this is rocket science.
Is this all part of the summer violence reduction plan and the Q teams and all of that?
That is our summer violence reduction plan. We took about 3,000 cops who normally would work desk jobs, and we said for the summer we need you to work on the streets in the neighborhoods where they need you the most. And they have done unbelievable work, these cops, going after guns, going after gangs, preventing shootings, and the numbers, they speak for themselves.
Can we talk about random attacks? I don't know where they stand, but this 94-year-old man.
It's upsetting.
In an Apple store on Madison Avenue the other day. Some guy just comes in and knocks him out.
Terrible.
And then takes off.
So the good news in that case is last night, I believe, hopefully while you were sleeping, we made an arrest in that case. So at least the person who is responsible will be facing justice.
Is this person that was picked up someone who has a history of doing this? Do you know him? I
don't have that information at this time, but I do know that we have made an arrest. But you're bringing up the point about recidivism, where too often, in particular in these random attacks, we see people who have long histories of committing crimes, same people committing the same crimes in the same neighborhoods over and over and over again. So it wouldn't surprise me.
What about the stabbings in the subway?
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask about that because we had 2 in the last 24 hours.
So let me put it in context. They were both awful, but let me put it in context. We're talking about our records in crime. This July, we saw the lowest levels of crime in the New York subway system of any July on record, if you exclude the 2 pandemic years when no one was taking the subway. So I want to put this in the context of largely a quite safe subway system, but we did have 2 random attacks this week, both on women. In the first one, I believe it was the 23rd and 8th, we recently made an arrest. And in the other one, on the 3 train by Wall Street, we have a good photo of the person, and we're on the hunt.
So one of the things, because look, it's a city of 8 million people. It's sad whenever one thing happens to one person. It doesn't matter. But the stats are down, and they're down in the subway. But one thing we are seeing are random attacks, whether it's the Apple store, whether it's the subway system. How much of this has to do with mental health and the issues that surround that in the city. And a lot of that, even with recidivism, you arrest someone, but if they're mentally ill and you put them back on the street, that doesn't stop them from doing the same thing again.
Oftentimes when we do see these random attacks, it usually is people who have a significant mental health history, either with the department or in some way with the city. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Mental health is very much a factor in the random attacks that we're seeing. And I join the mayor.
What can the NYPD do about that?
The NYPD can't be on the front line of responding to the mental health crisis. Sure, do we have officers respond when we have a 911 call for someone who is in severe mental health crisis, who is dangerous, who has weapons? Absolutely, as well they should. But as New York State needs a completely different approach to caring for and treating people with mental health issues, and it cannot be the police department always, being called to do everything.
So is that the Mamdani kind of philosophy?
No, I actually wasn't referencing that at all. We need capacity in our hospitals to care for people who are suffering from severe mental illness. Our cops bring people to the hospital thousands and thousands of times a year who are in mental distress, and they get released 2 hours later with a sandwich. We need to care for these people. We need to treat them. We can't put it all on the police to address the issue.
The numbers keep going down, all these different categories. She brought up Mamdani. You've kind of become, I know you're not political, but kind of the litmus test in this mayoral race. Would you keep Jessica Tisch as your police commissioner? Would you, as a public servant, serve under any other administration?
Yeah. As the police commissioner, I cannot be or appear to be directly involved in political elections. So with all due respect, I am not going to answer that question.
Okay, well then, I hope you can answer this one.
Okay, so yesterday on our show, we had this magician, Jamie Allen. It's a 2-day trick. He gave her this, told her to carry it around all day with her yesterday, everywhere she went. He locked information about what she would do. He's going to open it up today and tell her what she did yesterday. It was already predicted. So the question is, though, she wants to know.
Can you break into this thing?
Can I bring it back to the office? I'll bring it back to the 19th precinct right here. It'll take me 2 minutes. If I can, I could break in.
Because right now it seems like it's pretty secure, right?
I got a guy, though.
You know people?
Yeah.
You know people. Well, he's going to come back in the 9 o'clock hour and unlock it himself and tell us what's in it. So
we have time.
Okay, that's right. Hey, you can do this probably covertly and nobody would ever know, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you, Police Commissioner.
Thank you for having me.
Great to talk to you. Thank you so much for what you do for all of us here in New York City.